August 11th, 2021. It was a foreign feeling. I couldn't make out quite at first what it was. Fear and discomfort took over me. My mind was racing uneasily. I was sweating, not because it was hot, but because of embarrassment. It was the first day of lunch back at in-person school. Everyone was eating normally with their mask off, but I, however, refused to take my mask off. I refused to take my mask off because I was embarrassed to show my face. This was the first feeling of insecurity that I had ever faced. However, this is something that is not a one-off personal experience. There are millions of teenagers who suffer with being embarrassed about how they look. About 1/2 of teenage girls have tried to diet to change the shape of their body. 1/3 of these girls are already at a healthy weight. Now, contrary to popular belief, boys also suffer with this struggle, with about 30% of boys trying to diet to change the way that they look. Now, a survey was done which revealed that 30% of girls and 24% of boys in 6th to 8th grade alone who were overweight were teased, rejected, or bullied simply because of their size. Unfortunately, these numbers more than double for students in high school. Now, the negative body image is a real issue, and it is silent. Silent because it's difficult to seek help when there's so much stigma placed on mental illness. Silent because anorexia nervosa is glorified starvation. Binge eating is a lack of self-control, and bulimia nervosa is simply vomiting your food. It is not us who are at fault, but in fact, it is society's beauty's expectations that have ruined the appreciation people used to have of themselves. Now let's talk about magazines and social media influencers. Both idolize a thin ideal of women. Now, oftentimes before the final image is published, there are rounds and rounds of editing that go through to remove the imperfections such as stretch marks or body rolls. A recent survey was done where millions of teenagers in Britain were surveyed, which revealed that 40% of teenagers are worried about their bodies simply because of an image they saw online. Now, I'm sure a lot of you know about how much social media has impacted our daily lives, but it is appalling to see how largely it has negatively consumed teenagers' lives. Over 35% of teenagers are worried about how they look. Now, when teenagers compare themselves to images they see online, it only makes them feel more worthless about themselves. Next slide, please. People often say that negative body image is normal. It's a lifestyle, it's a phase, just eat better. In anorexia nervosa, students often eat less or try to control their portions or over-exercise to lose weight, often to a below normal weight. Unfortunately, this is often praised, and as said by clinical psychologist Lauren Mulheim, when people with anorexia nervosa recover into larger bodies, they are often shamed by providers. This makes recovery even harder. Weight stigma is real. Gaining weight is looked down upon, while losing weight, even if done so unhealthy, is accepted. Now, moving on to the end of my freshman year, around May of 2022. The glorified worship body size got to me. My weight number was too high. A lower number meant greater respect, greater worth, greater chances of being liked. And until my number was low enough, I did not respect myself. What is normal? What does normal mean to you? Is it normal to eat a few veggies and nuts every day to maintain a certain body size, or is it normal to have ice cream simply because you feel like it? Now, that is something that I want you to think about. We cannot confine to rules that society places on us, that we must look a certain way or be a certain body size. We are all unique, and that is what makes us beautiful. It is important to value our own nourishment and happiness over being miserable to please society. So, as time moved on, I realized that I no longer want to judge myself simply because of my weight. Every day, I'm getting better. Even though I don't have everything perfectly figured out yet, I am learning. I know I'm worth so much more than a fight with myself over a piece of chocolate. My mind played with me. It twisted me to think in a way where I could no longer see what was true. I was blinded, lost in a trance, an unreal perception that I must look a certain way. However, I realized this is not true. I starved myself so I could be thinner, but that wasn't necessary. Food played two roles for me. It was my best friend. It kept me alive, allowing me to function and live. But it was also my greatest enemy, an evil witch in disguise, controlling me, manipulating me, taking over me. But I refused to let it control me anymore. In fact, I refused to confine to society's expectations that I must look a certain way. I may never look like that, and that is okay. I found happiness, got to pursue my passions, and work towards my goals. I am worth so much more than a number on a weighing scale. If you are struggling with negative body image, please know that there's a whole community out there who is willing to help you. People care about you, and they will do whatever it takes to help you get to a better place. If you know someone who is struggling with negative body image, there are a few things you can do to help. It is the littlest things that matter most. Montana State University compiles a list of things you can do that I find are very helpful. You can compliment someone on something not related to their body. You can ask them about other things going on in their life. Do self-care together, challenge negative thoughts, but most importantly, listen to them non-judgmentally. Even if you don't know exactly what to say, be the person that they can trust to talk to. The journey of growth and self-acceptance is not always about identity or fixing your appearance. There is nothing to be fixed. Instead, it's about happiness, nourishment, memories, and love for yourself. The flaw is not us or how we look. The flaw is how society expects us to look. Let's not fall